Prabhu. We were working, Gauranga Prabhu was in Kirloskar Oil Engines and I was with Thermax. We were working in a industry, but morning, evening we'll be in Dhoti Gurda. We will go for preaching in the evening, daily. So I was doing one program, youth program there, and then the parents of the youth started demanding that we want a congregation program. So then I started one congregation program in Hindi, but they were not sufficiently satisfied. They said, we want in vernacular language, in Marathi, they said. So I requested Bombay. At that time he was sent to Pune. The moment he took up that Marathi program and started speaking in Marathi, the program swelled, congregation program, beyond the room, and then we went to a bigger house. Eventually he arranged one 7-day course where every day about 3,000 people attended. He's a very effective presenter of philosophy in Marathi language. And after the 7 days, many became devotees, and then that is how the Nigidi, Shri Radha Govinda Mandir came up eventually. So the seed was sown in the early days by Vrindavan Prabhu. And I was also fortunate to be a part of that effort, little effort, because I was preaching to youth in the same area, in the outskirts of Pune. Me and Gauranga Prabhu were doing many programs in that locality. So later on, when His Holiness Gopalakrishna Maharaj in Pune invited some devotees from Chowpatty, he told Radhanath Maharaj to send them. So a few devotees were sent. He was one of the early devotees. You came here in 91, Prabhu, or 92? 92 he came, Prabhu, and then he revolutionized the temple with nice boards. Mandir mein hum kyon aate hain? He will put very nice write-up and everything, and he started the Sunday programs and everything. So he was actually president 92, 93, 94, 95. I think after that, Krishna and Prabhu was for 1 year, 96. And after that, Prabhu was sent to New Vrindavan, abroad. And he was staying and preaching there also. And then I became president in 1997 after that. So during my days in Bombay also, and in Pune, I have seen him as my senior, and I derived great inspiration from him for his conviction in Krishna consciousness. And the kind of examples he will give are so lucid. I'll just quote one example. He says, like, the ants are the same hand, but you can put a, velvet gloves in winter, or you may put sometimes surgeon's gloves. Sometimes you can have electric gloves. Sometimes you can have boxing gloves, correct, no? The gloves are varying, but the hand is same. Similarly, he taught that the soul has a swarupa which doesn't change, but the soul can have multiple bodies. Sometimes human body, demigod body, sometimes plant's body. How many of you understand this example? This is how lucid he can be in his presentation. Very effective. I was thrilled by the style of his training and preaching. So later on, afterwards, we missed him for some years when he went to America. But then later on, he returned from America, and he also decided to settle in Pune here. And he is a part of the Pune community. But day in and day out, he has innumerable programs all across. In a week, he may do 10, 15 programs in a week. He's a very vigorous preacher. He's a missionary spirited preacher, and gives in multiple languages, Hindi, Marathi, English he gives. And for all of us in Pune community, his classes are one of the greatest inspiration for us. He gives a lot of inner strength to the devotees. And he's very close to His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj also, because he knows Maharaj since the very early days, 1989-90, when he got connected. So he even wrote a book on Radhanath Swami Maharaj's pastimes. So he is very close to Maharaj, and he has had many wonderful exchanges. He has a golden heart to share. So today we have him here. Actually, we wanted him to speak to all of us because the youth camp is going on and all the youth should benefit. So I am requesting him to speak in English language today. Because Sunday our congregation will chase after me if I put a class in English. So today congregation devotees are less here, and we have more of youths today. So Prabhu kindly agreed to speak in English today. Let us welcome His Grace Vrindavan Prabhu to Sri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Temple. Hari Bo! Hari Bo! Hari Bo! Sri Vrindavan Prabhu ki
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी जय गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी जय यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की श्री श्री ब्रह्म मध्व गौड़ीय गुरु शिष्य परंपरा की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की, वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरा धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, मायापुर नवदीप धाम की, त्रिक्षेत्र पंढरपुर धाम की, गंगा मैया जमुना मैया की, तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की, इताई गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrutyam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya भागवतैरुत्तमश्लोकैर् भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 16, text number 29. Tatah katipayadhobihi vidyayedha manogatihi jagam deva devasya shesasya charanantikam tatah katipayahobi vidyayedha manogatihi jagam deva devasya शेषस्य चरणान्तिकम् ततः कतिपयाहोभि विद्ययेद्ध मनोगतिः जगाम देवदेवस्य शेषस्य चरणान्तिकम्. Ladies. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thereafter, within a year, within a few days, by the influence of the mantra that Chitraketu had practiced, his mind became increasingly enlightened in spiritual progress, and he attained shelter at the lotus feet of Anantadev. Purport. A devotee's ultimate achievement is to take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord in any one of the planets in the spiritual sky. As a result of right execution, as a result of rigid execution of devotional service, a devotee receives all material opulences if they are required. Otherwise, the devotee is not interested in material opulences, nor does the Supreme Lord awards them. When a devotee is actually engaged in devotional service of the Lord, his apparently material opulences are not material, they are all spiritual. For example, if a devotee spends money to construct a beautiful and costly temple, the construction is not material but spiritual. Naribande Krishna Sambande Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. A devotee's mind is never diverted in the material sides of the temple. The bricks, stone, wood used in the construction of the temple are spiritual, just as the deity, although made of stone, is not stone but the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. The more one advances in spiritual consciousness, the more he can understand the elements of devotional service. Nothing in devotional service is material. Everything is spiritual. Consequently, a devotee is awarded so-called material opulences for spiritual advancement. This opulence is an aid to help the devotee advance towards the spiritual kingdom. Thus, Maharaj Chitraketu remained in material opulence as a Vidyadharapati, master of the Vidyadharas, and by executing devotional service, he became perfect within a very few days and returned home back to Godhead, taking shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Shesha, Ananta. A karmi's material opulence and a devotee's material opulence are not on the same level. Srila Madhvacharya comments in this way: Anyataya maniyam vishnum upasyena sampada samipagaha bhaved yogataya sasya padam va prapanuya naraha. By worshipping Lord Vishnu, one can get whatever he desires. But a pure devotee never asks Lord Vishnu for any material profit. Instead, he serves Lord Vishnu without material desire and is therefore ultimately transferred to the spiritual kingdom. In this regard, Srila Viraraghavacharya comments, Yathesha gatir iti arthaha. By worshipping Vishnu, a devotee can get whatever he likes. Maharaj Chitraketu wanted only to return home back to Godhead, and therefore he achieved success in that way. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyaham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Vani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thereafter, within a very few days, by the influence of the mantra that Chitraketu had practiced, his mind became increasingly enlightened in spiritual progress, and he attained shelter at the lotus feet of Ananta Dev. So thank you very much for allowing me to serve all of you. It's so nice to see all the young boys taking to Krishna consciousness, which is very rare in Kali Yuga. But you are all blessed and so fortunate to be in touch with Srila Prabhupada's movement. As Radhesham Prabhu was mentioning, that I was a president, and later on he came in 1997. I'll tell you one incident I was just thinking. I came in 1992 and I was here for 2.5, 3 years, and preaching developed a lot. There was no preaching in Pune before that, so we developed a deity standard, and preaching and congregation developed. And Maharaj told me, my Guru Maharaj told me, for 2 years I was not allowed to go anywhere. He said, if you go, all the preaching will collapse. So I didn't go for any yatra, or I didn't go much anywhere. So I stayed in 2 years in Pune. And suddenly one day he called me and he said, I want you to go to New Vrindavan, which is in America. I cannot even come here back every month or something. So I told Maharaj, you used to tell me that if you go, all preaching will collapse. So what will happen, Because I was thinking I am doing the preaching. But Guru knows who is doing the preaching. So he said, don't worry about it. So because Guru said, I said, okay, I don't worry about it. So I just, within 1 month, I went to New Vrindavan in US. I became temple president there. And I had to do the same thing, reviving everything, because it was all new that time. Then I forgot about it, because as I surrendered, Guru Maharaj said, I went. Then in 2013, this temple is opened, right? 2013. We were doing Abhishek to Radha Vrindavan Chandra, and I was next to Maharaj. And he held me hand, and he said, do you remember? I told you to go to New Vrindavan, and you said, what's going to happen? Let's see how Radhesham Prabhu has, whatever you sown and got it in a small plant, he has made it into a big vriksha. So, the point is, we all have our part to play in Krishna consciousness, and ultimately, we see at Srila Prabhupada's movement, it is not my movement. We are all preaching on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj. So, I always give an example like a relay race. Relay race, what happens? One runs for some time, and then he gives a stick to somebody else. He runs for some time, then he runs for some time. And the one who gives the stick to other person, he's so happy, he's encouraging him, clapping him, so he should run fast. So it is not that, oh, he took away the stick from me, I would have gone first before him also. No, he's so happy to see that whoever, the last person will be somebody else. Last person will be somebody else. So that is how Krishna consciousness is. We all have to play our part. And another thing, I was thinking about Radhesham Prabhu. He is like one of all of you when I was giving lecture in Gopinath temple, even in Pune. But you can see how much potency he had. So same potency all of you have. Krishna consciousness is our natural constitutional position. So everybody is potent. Only thing is how much we surrender unto. And that is the topic of today's purport. And here Chitraketu is explained that in very few days, by chanting the mantra, he attained perfection. Now we are practicing for 40, 50 years, I still think why I have not achieved the love of God. He already met Lord and he's gone back to Godhead. Within 8 days, can you imagine if Krishna consciousness is so easy? In 8 days, just chant Hare Krishna and go back home, back to Godhead. You don't have to worry about getting married or staying brahmachari. You don't have to worry about anything. Job, just understood the philosophy, you are gone. So, actually, he's saying it is 8 days. But you know what Srila Prabhupada says? One devotee, he came running to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, how much time it takes to go back home, back to Godhead? Prabhupada said, 1 second. And he was like shocked. 1 second? And what I am doing here? You know, what we are doing, why is this taking us so long? And that's in the purport Prabhupada mentioned. As a result of rigid execution of devotional service. Our devotional service, our practice is not rigid. Our practice is not rigid. Our practice is not strong. Our practice is not focused. And therefore, it takes us long time. It takes us according to whatever honesty, whatever surrender we have, and according to our understanding of philosophy and understanding of doing seva in humble mood. So that is how it takes so long. And then another time when one devotee asked Prabhupada, what do you require to become a Krishna conscious? And Prabhupada said, just desire. Only one word, desire. Because only possession we have in this world is desire. Nothing else. Nothing else. Everything is depending on Krishna. And Krishna gives that choice to you to desire. And it is not only once. We have to keep on desiring till it becomes our swabhava. Because like you are all going into the college and everything, you are learning things. So Krishna consciousness doesn't come by learning. It doesn't come by learning. It is revived by learning. It is already there. Srila Prabhupada says that Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabhu Noy Sarvanadi Shuddha Chitte Korule Uday. So Krishna Prem is nothing new. It is there already. In fact, that is the only treasure we have. That is the only treasure we have. Sravanadi Shuddha Chitte. We have to hear attentively, with pure heart, we have to chant Hare Krishna. And then it is revived. And therefore, see, the more we revive our Krishna consciousness, more we practice rigidly. So therefore, Prabhupada wanted us, all of us, to read his books, because to get that conviction. Because we get the conviction as whatever association we have. So that's why Prabhupada built beautiful temples. He wrote so many books, stayed all night writing books for all of us. So Prabhupada has given so many things. So how much advantage we can take. Then in the purport, the rigid execution of devotional service. So in the beginning we can see how the process. This is very rare that somebody achieves Krishna consciousness in 7 days. You know, normally, what is Bhakti Rasamrut Sindhu explains, Adau Shraddha, Tato Sadhu Sangaha, Tata, what is the next one? Bhajana Kriya. Then Anartha Nivrutti. I know only that much. I don't know what is next. What is next? Just I don't have that much yet. What is then? Ruchi, love of God. You know. So I am at the stage of Anartha Nivrutti. So I can guide you up to that. You know. After that, Nishtha. Most of you have come for Nishtha. So I will also attend the same camp with you, with when Radhisha Prabhu is teaching. I will learn from all of you how to develop that Nishtha and Ruchi. So that is our process, Adau Shraddha. Now what is the difference between Shraddha and Nishtha? All it's the same. Shraddha is also the same, Nishtha is also the same, but it is different. Shraddha means belief, and Nishtha means faith. Everybody believes there is a God, but who have faith? And that is most important. And for that, Bhajana Kriya, Sadhu Sangha. And in their association, Anartha Nivrutti happens. And that Shraddha turns into firm faith. turns into firm faith, nishtha. So, most of the devotees, the junction, when you go to any railway station, junction is always busy, because there are so many trains coming from here, coming from there, coming there, because there is different destination. People are coming from one destination, they are going to another destination. So, anartha nivritti is like a junction. You can go from back or ahead, come back and come ahead, that's anartha nivritti. That's what many devotees get stuck into. So, if we stay with a devotee who has a nishtha, then our train goes straight. Otherwise, we'll be in the junction only, going around, finding out, where is my next destination? I'm okay, I'm on the path, but I have not achieved the goal yet. So, this nishtha path is very, very important. So, what is the, why we have no nishtha? Then Kapil Dev explains that Atmajaya Sutagara Pashu Dravina Bandhushu Niruda Mola Hridaya Atmanam Bahumanyate. Now this thing keep us stuck in the material world. Niruda Mola Hridaya, Ruda, deeply rooted. So what is that Atmaja? First Atma is body and Aja, that is Atmaja, that is wife. So from body, we need some wife to enjoy in this material world. And then what happens? Sutta. And wife doesn't stay only with wife. Sutta. You have to have children. And then Agar. You have to have a house. Then Pashu. Then you have to have some animals like cow, horse, to travel. So in modern context, you have to have a car or some vehicle. Pashu is not useful now. So Pashu, Dravina, to maintain all these things, what do you require? Money, And Bandhushu, when you have money, what happens? You may have many friends, correct? When you have money, you get many friends and many relatives. If you don't have money, nobody comes to you. Dravina, Bandhushu. And this entangles a soul into this material world. Now there are two ways to get out of it. One, just stay as a brahmachari, forget about everything. If you cannot do that, there is a little slow way. You catch a slow train, just like in Mumbai, there is a fast train, there is a slow train. Correct? Brahmachari, sannyasis, fast train. Starts from Church Gate, goes to Borivali, direct. You don't have to worry about stopping anywhere, getting late or anything. And Grahastha like me, it stops at every station, like that. And you will reach there, but you will reach like a half an hour or 1 hour later. So, depends upon how much conviction we have. So, better to be a brahmachari and take sannyas, forget about it. Right? So easy, right? Anybody can do that. How many want to do that? Wow. Okay. Why anybody don't want to do that? It's so easy. So then what happens is, the same thing, you see, then you get into Grahastha, and then you become Vanaprastha, and then it's very difficult to take sannyas in ISKCON, so stay from Vanaprastha till you die. Okay? And then you can go back home, back to Godhead, and you will meet the same friends there who are already waiting for you, Those brahmacharis who preached you, they gave you classes, we got inspired. Oh, Prabhu, I was waiting for you, just like I was waiting for you in Radha Vrindavan Chandra temple. Now I am waiting for you here. So we'll meet there. But the time wasted is, that much suffering is increased. So it is intelligent. Srila Prabhupada told Bhakti Charu Maharaj, when he was massaging, he said, you have enjoyed this body, so many bodies, 8,400,000 species of life. Just give this one life to Krishna. One life to Krishna. You have done all the enjoyments, they're all same. It is not going to be different. They're all same. Just give this one life to Krishna. And you will go back. You don't have to worry about anything. So simple. Just like Chitraketu. And then you'll be in 1 minute, you are back home, back to Godhead. So we stay here just to bring everyone else back home, back to Godhead. Because that's the kindness. That's what Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. One who preaches this message, they are very dear to me. So in this way, either you take a shorter way or the longer way. But both ways they go to the same goal. But we have to have a goal in our life. Unless we have some goal, our life is like a football, without goal. Just we are kicking from here, there, and there is no end. So, Krishna consciousness means we have a goal of our life. How to reach there, when to reach there, how much urgency is there, that depends upon our surrender, our desire, our honesty. And then the same verse is showing how the greatest emperor of the world, Parikshit Maharaj. First line is the same. Atmajaya Sutagara Pashudravena Bandhushu is the same. But added to that is Rajye cha avikale nitya virudham mamatam jahau. So what is it saying? Again the same thing. Atmaja, self and wife. Suta, children's. Agara, his agara is not small, He is the emperor of the whole world. And Pashu is not only having one cow or two cows and one horse. Just imagine the kings, how many horses and how many cows he has. So, Pashu, Dravina, just imagine how much Drava, how much money he has. Bandhushu, whole kingdom is his friends. Rajya, addition to that, not only that, he has addition. Rajya, he has the kingdom. And how he left everything when he got cursed? He didn't think that I will go home, tell my wife that I got cursed, I'm going to die in 7 days, let me do some will and call the lawyer and everything. He didn't go home. Right from there, he went on the bank of Ganges. Right from there. How many of us can do that? Now, even if somebody tells you, hey Prabhu, you're going to die in 7 days. What we will do in 7 days? We'll try to make arrangement for the others who are staying here. And we will forget to go back to God. Again, we'll come back, Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja, because at the 7 days, what you are thinking? Of arrangements, all we have to make. Parikshit Maharaj didn't think like that. He thought it as the curse as a benediction. So this is one way. So we are very close to a very great saint of this era, of this area, Sant Tukaram, Saint Tukaram. So you know how he took when all the miseries were coming upon us? Don't try even to imitate that. I'll tell you how he did that. It's in Marathi, but I will explain to you. He said, Bare jhale deva nigale diwale. He said, it is good that I lost my business. How many business people can say that? It is good that I lost my business, Bare jhale deva dushkale pida keli. It is good that all this happening around me is troubling me. It is good. Now you can say that, The next thing you will not be able to say. I'll tell you what he says. Bare jhale deva baile meli. Those who understand Marathi, they understood already. He said, it is good that my wife died. Deve Maya Sodavili. He said, Krishna made me free from Maya. How many people can say that? No? Bare jhale deva por mele. He said, it is good that my child, the kids are also dead. Maya virahit kele. He said, Krishna made me completely free. And now he is saying, Vitho tujhe maje raja. Now only Krishna, you and me, Haribol. Is it easy to say that? No. But you can see the mood of it. So both way you have to be ready. Both way. Whether you want or don't want, everything is going to go away from you. Whether you remain brahmachari, sannyasi, grihastha, that doesn't matter. Everything is going to be taken away. As a brahmachari, sannyasali, you will have so many glories and everything. As a grihastha, our life is very slow, wife, kids, that is also going to go. So Krishna consciousness is a preparation within to face all this situation. We don't have to ask like Kunti, give me suffering, Just we have to pray that whenever suffering comes, just let me remember you. Don't ask for suffering, That's Kunti. But our stage is whatever suffering comes, Krishna, let me remember you. And suffering is going to come today or tomorrow. So this is Krishna consciousness is meant no matter who you are, whether you are sannyasi, grihastha or brahmachari. Krishna consciousness is the same. So here we see Rupa Goswami explains that if somebody is giving you Krishna consciousness, you should immediately buy it, immediately purchase it. But what is the value? Laulyam, ekmatra maulyam. Intense greed. Intense greed. How much we want to advance in spiritual life, there is no end. Can give you an example of Raghunath Das Goswami. Now Raghunath Das Goswami, he was a son of multimillionaire. But somehow he got the association of Haridas Thakur, Namacharya, who used to come to his house. And he got attracted to chanting, he got attracted to Bhagavatam. He was very beautiful. So his father, mother, they were very concerned. And he started running away from home. Started going to ISKCON temple. And but his father found out where he goes. He goes to ISKCON temple, So he used to go and bring him back. And then, mother suggested, he's going to ISKCON temple nowadays. Let him get married, At least he will go with his wife, So they got married. And then still he started running, But wife was not coming. So he started running and running, but he was not interested also. In those days, they used to get married, thankfully, at early age, You see how the funny thing is, now they stopped the early age marriage and now they want girlfriend, What is the difference? You stop something, it comes away with, karma comes away with some different way, They stop, Earlier, actually, your parents is to decide who is going to marry, Now what happens, only you decide, but the suffering is the same, Whether you decide or your parent decide. See, actually, Mahavishnu Maharaj used to give an example. He said, whenever you come into this material world, you are already married. To whom? Maya. Yeah? And what you get in your marriage? Two things. You get car and you get ring. So, when you get married with Maya, what you get? Car and ring. You get ahankar and suffering. It doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter. So, this is one way. So, Raghunath Das, he was not interested into car and ring. So, he decided, he started running away. And then finally, by Nityanand Mahaprabhu's mercy, he came to Jagannath Puri. Now, he came to Jagannath Puri and Sarup Damodar got him in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and introduced, he said, you are so lucky. He said, your parents, Govardhan Mujumdar, and, they are Vaishnavas, but they are like a worm in a stool. Can you imagine someone says, your father is warm in a stool? Right? They are Vaishnavas, but they are warm in a stool. But you are so lucky, Krishna saved you. And now what you do here? He said, he gives instructions. What are the instructions he is giving? That Gramya Katha na sunibe, Gramya Katha na koribe. So if that instruction was coming today by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it will be, mobile na vapribe, internet na hoibe, Because that is what exactly means. Gramya Katha comes from where? WhatsApp, mobile and everything, internet. So, don't have internet, don't have phone. Simple. Your life is so simple, Radhanath Maharaj was on the hills of West Virginia for 6 years when he was doing the worship of Radha Vrindavan Nath. And then his authority asked him to go to college preaching. Now just imagine, 6 years, you don't even know what's going on in this world. No newspapers, no TV, nobody comes and tells you there's something going on. And suddenly he comes out and goes to college preaching, And then somebody asked the question of Vietnam War. He didn't even know it happened. So can you imagine? Nowadays, brahmacharis, sannyasis, they stay in ashram, but at least they know that Pakistan has attacked India, Someday, at least we are not that much. Just imagine what kind of absorption is there, So like Raghunath Das Goswami, he was not interested in Gramya Katha na sunive. Balana paibe or balana paribe, do not wear nice clothes, do not eat palatable food. Always chant the name of Krishna and think in your mind and heart always about Krishna. So that's what Raghunath Das immediately started doing it. No going back. Because he has already lost the test. Now what he does, he is the son of a rich man. And now he goes and stands at Simhadwar, begging. Can you imagine? The Ambani's son, goes and stands in front of Jagannath Puri temple begging. What you will think? What people will think, Somebody will call Ambani, hey Ambani, your son, is begging, So his fathers thought that way, it's okay now. He said he has a wife like Apsara and opulence like Indra. And that is not binding him in this world. Let him do, whatever he has. At least, wherever he goes, he should not suffer. So his father started sending money. At least don't beg, Baba. Just, you cook yourself, or I will send a cook also. Then he sent some cook. He said, we will cook for. Still, what he will do, Raghunath Das? He will serve the sannyasi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he will go and start begging at Singadwar. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Sarup Damodar, so Govinda, what does Raghunath Das Goswami does nowadays? He said, he is standing and begging at Simhadwara. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes very happy. Can you imagine, son of a millionaire? He gave up everything, stands in front of Jagannath, and she is happy. Now a person like me will think, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is happy, and the devotional life is meant to make your spiritual happy, master happy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is happy, I will continue doing that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was really happy. But what did Raghunath Das Goswami think? He said, I stand here, but instead of thinking about Krishna, I am thinking, who will give me food? Who will give me money? It is like a prostitute, waiting for some customer. So this is not good. I will go inside, and with all the sadhus and all the devotees who go to Anand Bazar, I will go and take prasadam there, so I don't have to think. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was coming and going, he didn't see Raghunath Das standing near Singadwar. So he asked again, Govinda, I don't see I don't see Raghunath Das here. So what did he do? And he said, now he thinks it's like a prostitute, And he goes there and he sits with all the people and he eats prasadam there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became more happy. So now Raghunath Das would have thought, okay, now I don't have to beg. I just eat here. My Guru is happy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is happy. Why I have to do something more? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was extremely happy. But Raghudas was not. He started thinking, if I eat prasadam here, that means one Vaishnava is getting less prasadam. Better I wait. How many people think like that for prasadam? So Raghunath Das thought, if I eat, then somebody, at least one person will not get. So what he started doing? He was waiting till everybody is done. And after everybody is done, what they do, they throw away the prasadam on just from the wall on the outside. So Raghunath will go and eat that prasadam. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know, I heard that Raghunath is not taking prasadam with all the devotees. What he does, where does he get? And he said he goes to the place where all the remaining prasad, all the remnants of all the people who didn't eat, all that thing is thrown, so he goes and eats there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became extremely happy. Now, can you imagine? Just imagine you, inspired by this story, you will do this, okay? You will go to the trash and whatever prasadam is left, you will do it. You will be so happy. How much I can do, I left my home, I'm doing preaching, I'm not even sitting in a place where all people take prasadam. I go to the garbage and I take that prasadam. Whatever vairagya I have. Your authority will be pleased, But he will tell you, Prabhu, don't do that. Everybody is looking, we have enough prasadam, You are not Raghunath Das Goswami. But just imagine, I'll be pleased. What more I can do? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hears this, he is happy. But Raghunath Das is not happy. What he does? He goes there. What's happened? One day he goes and he sees cows are coming and eating that. Then he starts thinking, oh my God, I'm eating cows' prasadam. Cows are very dear to Krishna. I'm committing offense by eating their prasadam. So he will wait till all the cows go. That means whole day he will not eat. In the night all the cows will come and eat. So he will practically in the morning before going to Chaitanya Darshan or something, at that time he will eat some little morsel. He will eat. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know that. He also became extremely happy. So one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to his room and Raghunath Das was just washing and preparing to eat. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu grabbed his hand and said, what are you eating? And he was so embarrassed to show even to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is not different than Krishna. Possibly, he took from the hands of Raghunath Das and just popped in his mouth. He said, as a Jagannath, I eat chappan bhog, but this prasadam is more tasty than Jagannath Prasad. People, they offered me. So this is how Raghunath Das Goswami pleased Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was not satisfied, laulyam. He wanted to do more. He wanted to do more. He wanted to do more. Sri Prabhupada, he did so much and it's very heart-wrenching purport, In the story of Dhruva Maharaj, you see when Dhruva Maharaj is just on the boarding to go to Vaikuntha, his mother is also coming. And in that purport, Prabhupada writes, even if one person become a devotee, I will go back to Godhead because of that devotee. That's the heart of Prabhupada. He never thought establishing ISKCON, 108 temples, farm communities, initiating 5,000 devotees. See what is his mood. Even if one person become devotee, he will take me, like Dhruva took his mother back home, back to Godhead. So that is the heart of a devotee. He is never satisfied. He's never satisfied. Laulyam, just like a businessman, is never satisfied. Those who want to acquire power like Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, never satisfied. So devotees are also never satisfied. Devotees are not satisfied. Oh, I'm chanting 16 rounds, I'm reading 1 hour Prabhupada books and whole day I'm engaged in seva. No, he wants to do something more and more and more. There is no end. That is called rigid. Rigid means keeping mind engaged. Keeping mind engaged. So that is how the whole Krishna consciousness processes. So therefore, laulyam. So unless we have laulyam, intense greed, that our faith in Krishna consciousness is always shaken. Now, something happens, we immediately become disturbed. But if you have this intense desire to acquire only Krishna, because my spiritual master told me once, don't be surprised anything happening in this world. Anything. And he gave me an example. I'm not going to give you that, but just I am stopping here. Anything happening in this world, don't get disturbed. Prabhupada has given a solution. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Kalair doshinidhi Rajan, asti eko mahan gunas. So outside Prabhupada books, outside ISKCON, all dosha is there. Don't worry about improving this word. Don't worry about improving your life also. It will never improve. It will never improve. You know, like yesterday, Sadhama Prabhu was nicely talking about byproducts. You know, devotees' byproducts are a little different. You know, karmis' byproducts are different. You know, they bought a nice house and everything. Devotees' byproducts, you know, whether I take allopathy medicine or Ayurvedic medicine, whether I stay in natural house or cement house, now where I do yoga or not do yoga. You know, these are devotees to keep healthy. You know, to keep healthy, what direction you sleep, how you eat. All these things, and you know, we want to see these things minutely, but we don't think, how can I improve my chanting? How can I improve my service? How can I improve my association? How much I can learn? So these are the things we have to learn from the devotees. Not what kind of material arrangements they are making. I went to one house with my Guru Maharaj, and that house was built like perfectly natural. In fact, he collected so many 300, 400 year stones for his house and pillars and so many things. So when Guru Maharaj came to his house, he was showing, Maharaj, this is from here, this is from here, this is 300-year-old, and we are cooking on this stove, you know, like old, we do not have even gas, you know, and he showed everything. And then he said, Maharaj, this book, this house is featured in International Eco-Friendly House. And he was showing these pictures of everything. And Maharaj gave that magazine to him. He said, this house is no more eco-friendly. This house has become ego-friendly. So this is what we are attached to. You know? This is what we are attached to. So anything you collect in this material world, it increases our ego. And that is the big hindrance to our practicing spiritual life. So devotee means he do not have any ego. Everything is done by Krishna. I am just an instrument. As I was telling in the beginning, only I have his desire. Now I will explain you what is the only thing why. Krishna says this body is made from earth, water, fire, air, either mind, intelligence and false ego. So it is not mine, right? It is coming from the nature. Then inside the body, balam balavata chaham. I am the strength of the strong, right? Then also says aham atma gudakesha. I am also the atma. So atma, me is also not mine. Aham atma gudakesha. Then he said buddhir buddhirmatam asmi. I am the intelligence of the intelligent. You know. So all these things, so where do we stand? What is mine? Atma is also not mine. It is also Mumbai Vamsho. Intelligence is also not mine. In the Indriyana Manas Chasme, I am, that's also not mine. Then strength is also not mine. So where I am? Nowhere. Zero. You know. Only we have is desire. Only thing we have. Only say you can have possession of a desire. And how you use your desire, that way you plan your life. So Krishna consciousness means every second to be alert. Every second. Shurasya dhara. Krishna consciousness is like a razor's edge. Who can be safe on razor's edge, walking on razor's edge? But, don't get scared. It becomes very easy if you are staying with nishthavan bhaktas. Always associating with devotees. Never. Not even for a 1 second, That's happened with Jad Bharat, He went to forest thinking he left everything. And he went to Jad Bharat, in the forest, what happens? He just saw a deer. So His Holiness Indradimna Maharaj, he gave, just like an incense stick. When you put an incense stick, you see that burning and the smoke is coming. But after that, the incense is gone, but smoke is still there. And he said, Our ego is not only externally going, we have to make sure even the smoke of ego is not there. Because that also smells. Krishna don't allow you in back to Godhead, in Vaikuntha. If you have any stress, little bit of, impurity, we will not be able to go back home, back to Godhead. Just imagine, from here, if we go to America, so many restrictions are there. How much checking is there? They don't let you go in entrance in America. One time I remember, first time I went to America, the toothpaste is so costly there, it costs $3. So I was thinking, it cost in India $1. I took 1 dozen toothpaste, because Indian mind. So I wanted to save $12, because in here you get and that also somebody gave me free. So, but when I went to New York, what happened? They found something in there, and they started taking all the toothpaste and putting machine in there to check what he's carrying, So I was thinking, oh my God, just bringing one toothpaste to America is so difficult. What about going back to Godhead? How much security is there? How much security is there? Here they check you, all these things, So one time I had some kind of a lotion, I didn't even know. I was traveling from Columbus to New York. And I went to the airport, they made me remove all my clothes. Don't imagine, okay? So, why? Because I had some kind of a lotion, it was not going through their machine, it started showing red. So just imagine, I was thinking, this Indraduna Maharaj's example. Not only you saw, the incense stick is completely burnt. So externally it may look, but the trace of that is still there. So that is how pure we have to become. And laulyam. Only one way to get to that purity. We should never ever think that I have become pure. In fact, more you become advanced, more you think I am impure. Because what you start seeing is impurity. Now what happens sometimes when you become advanced, you start seeing impurities of others. That will not take anywhere. But as we more advanced, what is the sign of advancement? I am seeing the impurities in me, not in others. Because it is not under my control. But whatever impurities I have, it's in my control. So therefore, we have to become so pure, laulyam, and we should never think that I have become pure. That's why I gave the example of Srila Prabhupada. Can you imagine founder Acharya is giving such an example, so who are we? So this is what is rigid. That is what is rigid devotional service. You don't even think. So just to end the lecture, is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, Bhakti vina Krishna kavu nahi premoday. Without bhakti, you will not know the premoday. Love for Krishna will not arise in our heart. So, prema vina Krishna prapti, anyo hene nahi. There is no Krishna prapti without prema. So, what should be the prayer? He says, prema dhana vina vyartha daridra jivan. Without love of God, daridri jivan. Daridri means, what in the outside word daridri means? Without money, poverty, right? So, for a devotee, no money is not a poverty. No money doesn't matter. Because whatever you are going to get by money, Krishna has already provided to you. You don't have to worry. He is not worried about money. So what is that? Dasa kori vetan more dei premadhan. Make me your servant. We have to become servant either of the senses or Krishna. There is no other way. So your desire is to become the servant of Krishna or servant of senses. That's your desire. Wherever you go, so desire has to be pure. And therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that Dasa kori vetan more. Give me salary, what? Premadhan. Dei more premadhan. So we don't we don't do anything unless we get something. So what is the salary Krishna is going to give? You will get here 25 lakh rupees package a year, but that doesn't give Krishna prema, That gives Indriya prema, which is very dangerous. So no matter, as Prabhupada is saying in the first part of, no matter whether you get money, make sure every penny is used in Krishna's service. Even if you earn money, every penny should be used in Krishna's service. Otherwise, just for that you have to come. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I don't know if there is a time. I already gone 10 minutes.
Questions? Anybody?
Prabhupada said we should ask only one question. How can I serve you? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for giving this very wonderful class. So especially you were mentioning about when we practice rigid devotional service, that is the only way we will be able to attain quick perfection in spiritual life. We will be able to develop Krishna Prem. You said कि it's like revival. You were very beautifully mentioning. And you were telling that, you mentioned that Rupa Goswami's statement that the only price which we have to pay for Krishna Prema is laulyam, intense greed. So, Prabhuji, how to get that laulyam? So, that price is laulyam, how to get that price?
Yes. Rupa Goswami has given a solution for that also. Now, I was just listening to Prabhupada in the morning when I was getting ready. So he says, because we have a material world, it is like a pitta. Pitta like a jaundice. In jaundice. So if you have a jaundice, what happens? You don't taste sugarcane juice, So it is not a fault of sugarcane juice. It's because of the jaundice. So as soon we are born in this world, what has happened? Jaundice, correct? So it is explained in the 11th canto that when you come into this material world, you come with these three desires: Maithun, Madira, Mamsa. Out of that, sex life is very, very, very difficult to keep up. Why? All other three we can follow easily, In South India, it becomes difficult to give up coffee, but otherwise it's okay, right? So in Maharashtra also, they are attached to non-veg. So something but if you understand the importance by chanting, sex life is very difficult. And Prabhupada says, your advancement of spiritual life is depending how much you have controlled the sex, directly. So why is that? The reason is, all these three things, gambling, meat eating, and intoxication, that happens only in human life. But the sex desire is continued, 8,400,000 species of life. That's why it takes long time, correct? And that is the reason we are in this material world, correct? So, don't worry about it. At least, take to the process. And how? That's wonderfully explained by Rupa Goswami. Syad Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapta Vidya Pittopatapta Rasanas Rochikanu Kintva Adarat Anudinam Kalu Svaivajustar Swadvi Kramad Bhavati Tad Kada Moola Hantri. So what is that? Is Syad Krishna Nama Charitadi, the name of Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna, Sitapta. They are like a sugarcane juice. But Pittopatapta, because of our jaundice, we do not have any attraction for that, for now. But what is the medicine for jaundice? Sugarcane juice was the only medicine. So what is the medicine for our being in this material world? His holy name, reviving our Krishna consciousness. So, Pittopatapta Narochi, Kintu Adarat, but Adarat, with respect. You do not have love, Ruchi is not there. But with respect, Kintu Adarat, every day, especially in the morning, rigid chanting. Focus. Keep your cell phone also away. Don't even look at it. Because that's the greatest distraction, Gramya Katha. Not even at the time of chanting. If you are a sincere chanter, no phone even at the time of chanting. Keep it away. And if you want to look at phone, keep your bead bag away. You choose, there is a choice, correct? That is Adarat. Now, if you call Krishna and you are watching mobile, what happens? Krishna will stay there? No. So this is where we lack basically everything, because our chanting is not attentive. Chanting is not attentive. So while chanting, finish, don't do anything. It's only as Lokanath Maharaj gives an example. One time he went to Giriraj Maharaj's room. And somebody told Giriraj Maharaj, he's busy. Somebody came to Giriraj Maharaj and said, Lokanath Maharaj wants to see you. Both were brahmacharis at that time. And Giriraj Maharaj said, I'm busy. And then Lokanath Maharaj came to Ling, what is he doing? And then he says, he goes inside, offer obeisances, and he's sitting there and chanting, in a hut. There was no temple at that time. Then he said, you said you are busy? I said, yes, I'm busy talking with Krishna. That's what intense chanting means. That's why these devotees could do so much. Intense chanting. Okay? Kintva adarat. Develop that adar for holy name, adar, respect for Vaishnavas, those who are teaching by their example, adar for reading Bhagavatam, Kintva adarat. Anudinam, it is not once in a while. Anudinam, every day. Khalu Swaivaja, every day take this medicine. Correct? Then eventually it will come. And that is one of the 6 symptoms of surrender. One day I will attain. I may not have now. No, I may not have now. Okay? I give the example, just like if you want to build 100-story building, you'll sit there, oh my God, 100-story, we don't know how to happen. Just put one brick at a time and make sure it is in level. What does the machine does? He finds that one brick is there, he keeps it perfectly, he sees it, because he knows the whole 100 floors are depending on that one brick. But one brick goes wrong, all the 100 floors will going to this direction, it will fall. So my duty is, whatever brick is there, I put it nicely. He takes so much care, that he sees the level, he sees it throws the throat down to make sure that brick is level. Why you have to take, go on putting like straight set? No, he does that carefully. Why? Because the whole building, 100-story, depending on that. And he knows that it is going to take time. But whatever he is doing, supposed to, I am doing my today's, this brick properly. Kintu adarat. I do my practice today properly. Because whole building of my Krishna consciousness is depending on one brick of today. Right? So, kintu adarat anudinam kalu svevajastat. So we have this faith, and we have seen, it is not I am the first person in the universe to chant the name of Krishna, right? That's why Krishna gives an example. What did he say that? Bahavo, what is it? Baho jnana tapasa. Many have achieved perfection. So we see the people who have achieved perfection. We see how senior devotees are chanting. We see how Prabhupada, we see all our Goswamis. That's the example in front of us. Okay? Hare Krishna. So just keep today's brick properly. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the class. Prabhuji, when you are describing these pastimes of Raghunath Das Goswami, so when I hear this pastime, so I feel that why not Raghunath Das Goswami, when he know that Mahaprabhu is pleased by him doing this least austerity, then he would preach the message of Krishna consciousness to other people. Why he is increasing the austerity of especially the eating? He is known for eating less. So my question is that, Prabhuji, in this renounced order of life, even the brahmachari, so this renunciation in eating is more emphasized in many acharyas. We can see in all Goswamis, even in Chaturmas there is even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also eat khichdi like a cow. So what is the importance of renouncing in eating?
Yeah, it didn't stop there, you know that? Raghunath Das Goswami didn't stop at there.
Yeah.
You know? Later on he went to Radhakund and he was eating once in a while. Once in 3 days, 1 teaspoon of buttermilk. And you know what I was thinking? How sinful, how fallen I am. Okay? So we cannot imitate. You know? Even Krishna's Kaviraj, he says that if you imitate, you will die. so don't do that. You know? Prabhupada said, eat proper prasadam and chant Hare Krishna. Okay? Don't worry about that kind of vairagya, you know. Prabhupada has made it so easy, you know. He has given us whatever we can do. And then, you know, if you feel that you are eating too much, you know, how do you understand eating too much? I am feeling sleepy. That's the sign of too much. And you eat even if there is no hunger. You know. What to speak of bhakti, even Ayurvedically, that is not good. You should not eat the next food without digesting the previous food. Correct? So why were Upadeshamrut, what it does, Prabhupada says this is a line. If you put heavy food, where does it go? Belly becomes heavy, then genitals becomes heavy. So if you want to avoid this too heaviness, don't put heavy thing here, simple. Okay? Minimum. Yuktahara viharasya. So don't do less, don't do more. And yuktahara, you know when you are satisfied, right? Don't eat too much. Right? You don't do like Raghunath Das, you know, once in a while, 3 days. No, don't. That is not meant for. Now, just like I told Tukaram, no, these great souls are just, you know, they come here to show us the principle. You follow according to your strength. You know, the principle is you have to be attached to not eating, not sleeping. You know, you are attached to the holy name. Right? If it is not physically possible, that's okay. You know, though those who are doing it, they should not criticize those who are not doing it. And those who are not doing it should not feel ashamed. Because it is my strength. You know. So you, Krishna knows everything. He is sitting in your heart. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam. Correct? So he knows what is our capacity. And Krishna don't expect anything beyond our capacity. Now, whenever Krishna gives some intelligence, he will give you the strength also. Okay? Hare Krishna. So you can eat nice prasadam. And that day will come, you will understand. Now you have come for the camp, eat nice prasadam. That day will come in your life, you will realize, I am eating too much, But now, eating is good for you. That will keep you in Krishna consciousness. Because, Annamaya, there are, Annamaya, Jnanamaya. This is the easiest way to understand Krishna, prasadam. At least we have taste for prasadam, right? We do not have taste for holy name, do not have taste for reading, but we have a taste for prasadam. So Krishna is giving you that taste right now. Take it. Later on when you get jnanamaya, then it will reduce. Okay? Then you go premamaya, then everything below will be reduced. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. So Prabhuji, I have a question regarding consciousness. Like while working devotees, when they are working in a business especially, the consciousness is involved more actually. So there is not a balanced way. I have to remember very much Krishna in the center. So it creates, we can't be able to focus neither there or here. I tried a bit of playing bhajans by the side, but our consciousness will be involved more in that. So how to have a right type of consciousness even while working, Prabhuji? That's my question.
So first thing you have to understand, there is no here and there. There is only there. Correct? There is only one consciousness, Krishna consciousness. It doesn't matter where you are. Okay? Now how to practice that in practical life? See, when you work, what is happening actually? You are working with Krishna's energy. Everything in this world is made from earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. So you are working with Krishna's energy. So you are working with Krishna. Correct? So at that time, if you have this consciousness, and if you have this framework, it is called ISKCON sandwich. What does it mean? Morning Bhagavatam, evening Bhagavad Gita. Then the whole day, the food, whatever, you are doing, stays packed. Krishna consciousness. See, Arjuna, when Krishna is asking him to kill Bhishma or Karna, he didn't say, Haribol, I have 2 rounds to left, chant. I have 2 rounds to chant, No, he didn't say that. He is following the instructions, that is his chanting at that time. Correct? So in work in such a way that all the earnings from this is going to go to Krishna. So accept a job where you don't have to break 4 principles. Correct? And then you are dealing with the material nature. Don't think that you are working with your boss. You are working with the supreme boss. In that consciousness, no matter, even if your immediate boss earns the reward of whatever your Krishna consciousness, that is okay. He will keep you in job. But your consciousness is how I can do the best what I am doing. Not for my immediate boss, for my supreme boss. Right? Arjuna was thinking how I can practice, whatever Krishna is telling, how I can do. No, it is not that what you are doing, what you do that. When Jayananda Prabhu built the first Ratha Yatra cart, first Ratha Yatra cart, what happened? Prabhupada gave the design and everything. Just right before the Ratha Yatra day, it fell off. They thought, oh my God, we do not have any devotion. We do not have any devotion. Prabhupada gave instruction, we did it. Tomorrow is Ratha Yatra, the whole Rath fell apart. They went to Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, no, we tried our best, we built the cart and everything, it fell. That means that we do not have any devotion. Prabhupada said, it's very important, those who are working outside. He said, your devotion is correct, your engineering was wrong. Correct? So even if you do some mistake engineeringly or your thing, the way, in consciousness you are doing is most important. My Guru Maharaj always tells, Krishna don't look at your perfection. Krishna looks at your intense desire to serve him. In this material world, no matter what you do, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, it is going to be imperfect. So we don't look at imperfection, we look at perfection. Correct? So when you are working, we have to make sure that we don't break principles. We have to chant our round intensely in the morning, read Bhagavatam before you go, and come back and read Bhagavad Gita. So that will keep your consciousness. In between sandwich, your Krishna consciousness is maintained. Hare Krishna.
So let's thank Vrindavan Prabhu. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari. So I promised you in the beginning of the class that you are going to get something very substantial today. Eh? How many of you felt ecstatic today? So, and the good news for you is Prabhuji lives in Pune only. So whenever you come here in Pune, you can get his personal association, ask him questions. He is a very sincere practitioner, very serious practitioner. Now he has a family now. At the same time, he works 3-4 months in a year in the West and he comes back. But most time of the year, he travels to Belgaum, Kolhapur, Satara, various parts of Maharashtra. And he has lectures in the morning, afternoon, evening. One thing is to give the lecture, other one is to speak with realization like the way we heard now. He is practicing since 80s. So we are very blessed to hear him today. Thank you very much, Prabhu. We hope you get to hear like this more and more from you. Thank you. Vrindavan Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Mahaprasad ki Jai. So you take prasad properly, no problem.